So, out of nowhere, Nintendo just decided to release new Amiibo. This comes to a huge surprise for me because, I just made a video about, the future of Amiibo, what could happen to them. This is very good news because, well, I guess it could go one of two ways. It could either go the way, I'll say the negative one first, I guess. It could go the way of that because there seems to be no announcement like they would normally do. Normally, there's like a game that comes out or a direct that happens, and then they release Amiibo. It has a lot of eyes on it. There's the Amiibo. This, I almost missed it. I just happened to go to the Nintendo channel and I was like, whoa, hang on. Why do these Amiibo look different? And then, so I'm looking at the two sets you can get. They both seem really cool. Only caveat, well, okay, hang on. Let me not get ahead of myself. Negative and the positive. So the negative is that they did almost like no regular advertising for these Amiibo. Which the negative thing could be like, maybe this is the last set they wanted to release. And they're just kind of like, yep, this is it. We're just going to ship these out. And there you go. Or it's because, it says side order. So I'm assuming that this has to do with the DLC. I didn't play the DLC. Splatoon 3, I didn't get into as much as the first or the second. Nothing against the game, just kind of was over the Splatoon machine, I guess. But I'm assuming that it's the DLC, and I'll check before I upload the video just to see if I should keep this in or not. But it's weird, though, because you could argue, okay, well, they just wanted to wait till the end of the DLC, so now they're releasing the Amiibo. But the advertising feels weird. The positive, though, is we could look at this in a way of they just released 2 double packs out of nowhere. So, it's promising that, like, they're still making Amiibo. But part of me is a little worried that this might be the last of it, where they don't plan to bring it to the next console. But it feels weird even saying, though, because like I said in the other video that I made about Amiibo and like the future of Amiibo, it would not make sense to me for them to just completely stop doing it when they could just make lesser quantities and they know it'll sell. But this one is just so peculiar. I'm probably going to get them because it's fun to have brand new Amiibo. I may not have been as into Splatoon 3, but I actually bought the 3-pack of the Splatoon 3 3-pack that they had. And I bought that way later. Like, we're talking like 4 months ago, and I was able to get it new. So I still have fun getting these, and to see brand new ones, this is pretty cool. So it's definitely on my radar. Maybe I won't get both of them, but I would like to own these. It'd be fun to get brand new Amiibo again. But man, is this strange. It feels very weird that this just came out of nowhere. It wasn't in any direct. I understand it not being in the last direct we had because that was more about indie games and the partner showcase stuff. But a little odd that it wasn't in the last Nintendo Direct. I don't really see why they wouldn't have done that. Maybe this is where maybe you guys could fill me in, those who are more into Splatoon 3. Maybe it didn't line up with the DLC. Maybe this stuff wasn't out yet. But for how soon after it came out, I kind of doubt that. Because I could understand them not wanting to have these Amiibo be announced if you hadn't seen these characters in these outfits and looking this way if it was going to be shown in the DLC. Because it would kind of ruin it. If you see the Amiibo and you didn't know that they were going to look like that in the DLC or that they were going to show up in the DLC, it spoils it. So I could understand that, but I don't believe it's been that long since the last Nintendo Direct that we got, the one that showed off the new Zelda, the new Mario and Luigi game. So this is a very odd one. Those who know the channel know that I'm super into Amiibo. So, I'm excited, but I feel weird. I feel weird because, like I said, I can't picture them just totally ending Amiibo, but a part of me is a little bit afraid for the next console if they're going to continue it. I mean, right off the bat, we'll know. If they showcase the new console and there's no NFC reader, I think that pretty much just puts the nail in the coffin. I highly doubt they'd pull a 3DS, which I think eventually 3DS has had this built in, but I highly doubt they'll pull a 3DS where you buy a separate device to scan them in. I think the NFC reader would come with the console. So, I don't know. This is just a very peculiar one. I mean, they look cool. They definitely look cool. Like I said, I'm just not as into Splatoon 3, so it's not as exciting as it would have been, but who knows? I don't know. Maybe this will get me to play Splatoon 3. I mean, I had nothing against the game. Like I said, I was just kind of out of the Splatoon machine at that point. But yeah, it just feels weird to talk about because like I want to just be excited, but I don't know. I mean, I guess we'll just look at the positive, right? So like I am excited. But this little part of me feels weird. Definitely want to know what you guys think though. I want to know do you think this is like the last hurrah or maybe this is just they're doing it this way because this is it for the Switch. I definitely do not foresee any more Amiibo coming out from now to the next console. That I definitely feel pretty strongly about. Even though this was just randomly announced, I do feel like they wouldn't have any more after this. To release 2 double packs with no... Like, I mean, yes, it had an official announcement. It has a video on their channel, 2 separate videos, which that's also strange that it's 2 separate videos. This is just so odd to me. I mean, did we know about this and I just missed it? I mean, I'll check some of the past directs just to make sure. Because, I mean, that would change the whole context of this whole video. But as far as I know, there's nothing. So if this part's left in, then I checked. And I could still miss it. So, I mean, definitely let me know in the comments. But I don't know. It's a weird one. Exciting, but weird. So let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think this is definitely like the last Amiibo we're going to get for the Switch? Do you think this is a weird telltale sign that we won't get any for the next console because of how these came out? Or do you think it simply just came out this way just because this is the last Amiibo that the Switch is going to get and they just didn't really... They couldn't find the time slot to really put it in. But then that makes it weird about that last Direct. Again, I will look into it. Like the last Nintendo Direct, Nintendo Focus Direct. I'll look into it to check. But if there was no other reason to have delayed or to have these released now without being in the Direct, because that is very strange to me. Very, very strange. But yeah, let me know in the comments. And yeah, I hope that Amiibo have a future because I would like to continue collecting them.